It's his pants.
All right. And we're up.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Dice Droppers, where a group of us friends sit around, play Dungeons and Dragons while attempting to not let our dice fall on the floor, aka Luke. I am your Dungeon Master, Lawson, and here we have a wonderful special guest, my wonderful cousin, Maya. She'll be entering this campaign a little bit later down the road during the story at the beginning of this. So, last we left off, our adventurers traveled to the city of Kyrovex for about 24 hours and got into a lot of mischief and craziness that ensued within the city. Upon leaving the city in a caravan, they started making their way towards the capital city of Daterra, during which point they met a traveler on the route headed towards the city as well. And to which point found out that there are a lot of issues happening with the city of Blackrock, and you guys now are currently, probably say it's morning now after staying a night. It is now morning. You guys got your gear, the horses are fed, everything's starting to get packed up, and at this point, the sky is not clear. There's not a ton of, blank space. It's very cloudy with this kind of like dark, ashy clouds. There is a slight fog, I would probably say, like at a distance from the dew in the morning. It was a little bit maybe damp from the night before, and it's eerily quiet. At which point, as you guys are grabbing your belongings, putting things together, you see a horse that is currently moving along the road towards your direction.
Time to get up. Time to get up and moving, and keep a hand on your weapons, maybe. I'm gonna start rolling my sleeves up.
What's happening? What's going on?
There's a horse coming up.
Just a horse?
Do we?
Someone's on it, I presume.
Is it just a normal horse, or is it like a war horse?
There's a horse with a larger figure that's riding it. You can't really make out who it is yet, but it is approaching your way, and not fast, but just at a nice steady pace.
Is it like going like right at us, or is it like just also following the road?
It's coming right.
Again, like there's no legit dirt road. It's very much the heavy footing on the grass that's kind of distinguished as the road headed towards the city. So you guys are probably like, maybe I would say at least 3 days out from making it to the capital city. You're in the land of, in the kingdom of Daterra, but there are, different areas that they have for like different farmlands and different crops. There is a little bit of a road that's kind of continues, but because the earth is so vibrant and healthy, it's usually a lot of grass, and people that typically walk on it, it's just kind of flattened, and a little bit friction has rubbed it off. So there's a little bit air. There's like probably, I would say, maybe like 5 feet wide of dirt that kind of winds around in some areas, and then it can be as wide as maybe 20-25 feet. So.
And the figure's coming from the direction of Daterra, right?
No, coming from the direction of Kyrovex and headed
from
similar
behind us.
way toward Daterra.
Okay.
From behind you, yeah. When you see this figure, a couple moments pass, it gets up closer to you, and you end up seeing that it is a half-orc that's getting closer. And a few moments pass, and as it gets closer and closer to you guys, I'll have Maya describe your character for us.
I will be playing Morge today. Morge is a 6'4", bright green half-orc. The only thing really distinguishing her as having orc blood, besides the green and the height, are her tusks lower, come out. Long black hair, leather riding gloves, but with no fingers, because they don't often fit well. Clean, pressed, but clearly traveling clothes. Riding a horse, not comfortably, but I have clearly ridden before, but it's not something I do often. So.
Ooh.
So as you approach, and am I saying this right, Morge?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So as you're approaching closer, you're kind of, like the horse is doing well, but you're still kind of adjusting a little bit. At which point you end up seeing a group of travelers that cart. There's a ton of provisions. You haven't eaten in a while. You have like probably some hard provisions that last a little bit longer for you, but they have some nice meals and some ale and wine in the back of the cart that you can make out. But you guys are now
Kind folk, may I stop for a moment and rest my horse at your fire? I don't want to have to bother building another one. May I?
Sure, we're just about to leave.
Exactly.
Yeah, it would have...
So you can camp all set up. Now you don't have to tear down, and I don't have to set up. It all works out wonderfully.
Hey, we already had one guest earlier. I guess another one isn't the worst idea.
Thank you so much. And she pretty much falls off her horse, getting off. But stands up immediately, like, nailed it.
Just flops down to the ground. There's like a couple, there's like a clear indentation in the ground and in the grass. As you stand back up, you got a little bit of grass stains in some of your clothes, and you just brush it off. At which point, Eva, you immediately notice a lapel pin that's currently on Morge of a feather, a silver feather pennant, similar to the one that you had when you joined the guild.
Where did you get that? And I point to
Lovely
the pen.
gentleman. I think he's my grandfather. He came and he gave it to me. He said I'm part of his group now. I think it was the silver turkeys, the silver herons. I don't remember the bird. There was some sort of silver bird. He was very unclear on the type of bird, but he gave me a lovely pin, and he and my grandfather are friends anyway. Why? Do you like it?
I kind of sigh, and I'm just like, do you mean the silver falcons?
That might have been it. I'm not sure. He did mention 2 or 3 different birds.
Anyways, who you said, what was the name of the person who gave you that pin?
His name was, it was like a rank and then a name that he gave me. It was, Lieutenant, what was that?
Was it Dorn? I bet it was Dorn. Dude's always around trying to get people to join his book club.
That was probably it. I'm not very good at names. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
I also didn't meet him for very long.
So you know where Captain Dorn is then?
The gentleman that I came with, he's back that way. He came and he found me and my grandfather, and then we teleported a bit, and then I'm not very good at storytelling. I'm sorry.
Wait,
but
so do you know where he is now?
Do I know where he is now? That's a good question.
Yeah, so you definitely know where he is. You know that so you know this for a fact. So you know that he got lost because when they went back to the city of Twendel, Salazar mistook Rin for being Captain Dorn. They left, and Dorn had no idea where to go. So then Dorn was like, oh, it's probably this way. Went in the complete opposite direction of going to Cairo Vex, and ended up in the Port Crab Harbor, met your grandfather, met you, and knowing just like your grandfather knows the lay of the land, and had a teleportation circle that teleported all of you to Cairo Vex, so Captain Dorn and you. But Captain Dorn needed to meet with Commander Louisa, but then sent you on your way and said, hey, like, go to the guild in Datara, and I'll meet you over there. So
left him behind in Caravax after we had teleported from, I think. Yeah. He's still there, I think.
Well,
Unless he wandered off again. It seems like something he does. I don't want to judge. I'm sorry. I hardly know him. I shouldn't talk like that.
Well, it just makes me glad to hear that he's okay. So, how have you met any other Silver Falcons yet?
No, not yet. I've only been on the road for a few days, you see. And there hasn't really been anyone.
Well, we're actually headed into the town that the Silver Falcons is in. So, if you'd like to join us on our journey, I can show you around, since I am a lieutenant in the Silver Falcon.
Me too.
Are you, in fact? That would be lovely. Do I have to salute you?
I don't have my pin yet, but I'm kind of a big deal. It got lost in transit.
That's why they didn't give you one. Obviously, they didn't want everyone to want a special pin like they're clearly making you.
I bet see, she knows how. She gets it.
Wonderful.
She gets it.
He hasn't been able to apply
You're
it.
thinking of everything else.
No, I'm certain he's telling me the truth, and he's just waiting on his special pin.
I kind of I walk over to Karst, and I like, put my hand on his shoulder, and I say don't worry, Karst. We'll get you to town, and I'll be able to apply soon.
Apply?
Well, you can't just join. You have to be approved.
What about your short friend, the little one? He told me I was in. He told me.
Yes, but there's still, paperwork and finalizing everything that you need to do. But Salazar and my word will be enough for you to get in. You do need to finalize it, though, with the guild.
I guess that's all right.
They want you to pay money, Karst. It's a pyramid scheme.
Oh, that's
you
fine.
Don't
I have
to
money.
Pay money.
I have
to
money.
Get in.
I'm good for it.
Stop trying to scam him, Salafel.
Stop trying to recruit everybody into your book club, Eva. Every person we run across is now a Silver Eagle.
Excuse me.
Book list that we're supposed to be reading? Oh, I didn't know that. That's exciting.
Here, can I try to reach? Can I try to reach into Eva's bag and take out the History of Fire book that we've all been passing around?
I am going to slap his hand.
Are we gonna read out loud again?
Do we want to do a dex check again? Slap your hand away from.
I don't know. What does God say?
All right, so you're trying to take the book away, right?
I'm trying to take the book
bag.
and hand it to the newcomer.
All right, so you need to roll a sleight of hand check, and then to see if you pulled it away without Eva noticing.
Oh,
and I have your stats here.
That's really good. 23.
Yeah, so you easily pull the book and you're holding it in your hand. So I'm gonna have.
Oh, I'm sorry, 25.
Eva, huh?
25.
Oh yeah, the book's in your hand. The book's in your hand already, and Eva's like, "What the heck?" And so, Eva, if you want to attempt to grab it back, then it would be a strength contest between the two of you.
Here we go.
Strength check for both of you.
Middling.
18.
10.
Yeah. So Eva, you pull the book back out of Salafil's hands.
Don't you touch my things.
She's a selfish reader.
As the person who loved my bedtime story last night.
I feel like perhaps an existing argument to get involved in.
I'm going to ask. So what? If you don't mind me asking, what languages do you speak?
The two, Common and Orc. I'm sorry, it's just the two for now. But hopefully, I'll learn more as we travel. That's my plan. I think Elvish next.
Oh. I am.
Do you speak Elvish?
I am an elf, so I would be able to teach you.
I would love that. That would be wonderful. If you would like to speak Orc, I could teach you as well. If you know Dwarvish, it's already the same written language, so it's really easy. Just,
I generally tend not to learn languages of people shorter than me, but Orcish I could do.
I'd say several of us are taller than you, unfortunately. Or fortunately, perhaps so you can learn our language.
Wait, yeah. How tall is
Whether or not
Salafel? How tall is he?
How tall is Salathil? Or
Yeah, how tall? Yeah, how tall is Salafel?
Salathil's about like a little like 6'6", 6'1". He's
taller than me.
He's
Okay.
basically
Because I was gonna say,
Well.
are you like 5'10"?
no.
I'd 5'10".
So Moore's is 6'4", so you have her like
5'10".
here, right?
About.
Oh,
I think-
she's
I
taller
think-
than
I
me.
think
Yeah.
This is like more than like 4 inches.
Yeah, I'm 5'5", so Eva's 5'5", so she's about like a whole foot taller than me.
Yeah, Karst is 6'3", so you just edge him.
Oh my gosh.
So, what do you guys end up doing? Are you
In any case, it seems like we're going to the
I-
same place. It looks like so. I suppose we're sitting down and we're having story time for an extra hour while we eat breakfast with our new friend.
Story time.
I do like a good story. I don't tell them well, but I like to listen to them.
Oh,
Is it my turn to read?
Which language do you speak?
Abyssal.
Then yes, it is your turn.
Yay.
story time.
All right, so
do
I hand.
we do Abyssal yet?
We've
Then
done
Infernal.
Infernal, Elvish, and I think
Common.
a little bit of Common, but not like the full read. But yes, it is. So it would be Abyssal next.
All right, give me 1 second.
I walk over to Aura and I hand her the book, the History of Fire.
It's my time to shine. Yay.
Ooh, okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just pulling it up. So I have like I have so many notes on this book. So give me a second.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
the most important book and the
okay,
Golden Dragon
so-
in the same campaign. The first 5.
Is this the
sections.
same book you guys were fighting over a second ago?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So who's reading? Aura.
Or
Aura's reading.
All right, Aura. So you open the book, and there is abyssal writing in the book, and on this chapter, it just says the nameless flame. You open up to the next page, and as you're reading it, the lettering begins to glow, almost like fire begins to kind of pull up from the book. And you're reading that the nameless flame is a demonic titan of a long forgotten era. Once, he was a powerful Baelor with an incredible dominion over fire until he merged his essence with the abyss itself and transformed into a primal force of destructive flame. And as you continue to read, like the flames start to get like bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And you get the sense that continuing to read this might not be the best thing. As you are reading the words, it's starting to become in different tongues and dialects and different phrases and things that don't really make sense, but you're able to read it. And I'm going to have you roll a history check for me.
Ugh. That's why I hate reading Abyssal. All these demons and crap. History. I'm good at that. 12.
12. So we'll say because you know the language, it's obviously like lower in terms of the DC. So I'll give this one to you because it was close, but I'll give it to you. You definitely feel like you reading this is not a chapter on the history of it. It is actually a it is a incantation to summon something, and so you stop.
It almost got me this time. I'm not summoning demons again.
And
Ooh,
as
that
you're
was cool.
as you're reading it, and you
Um,
stop. The flames disperse back down into the page.
It was a pop-up.
Uh,
I almost summoned a
do I-
demon there.
excuse
It's
me.
always light on fire.
You
Yeah.
can still read. You can still read it if you want. Again, this is your decision. I'm just saying that like you get the sense that it's like it's summoning something. You don't know what it is, but it is. You know that this is like you saying this is an incantation to summon something. You don't know what though.
As Abyssal is, full of tricks and traps. Unless you want to summon something interesting, but not great, I could keep reading.
I'd rather not to start off my day fight whatever fire demon
But we
you
could.
might summon.
am
So
a
I
large
would prefer
fan of
not to.
interesting.
What was that, Sailor Phil?
I am a large fan of interesting. And I bought this ring for something. I kind of want to use it.
But demonic interesting, though.
Just because you
The
sold your soul
interesting
for a ring doesn't mean that you have to risk the rest of our lives.
But
I lived in the woods for the first 50 years of my life. Let me have something, please.
So obviously
Before
you
we
should be
get in
afraid
a
of
fight,
fire.
can I make- Before we get in a fight, can I make the breakfast that we've been talking about? Or
ooh, good idea.
Yes, that's cool.
We have bacon in the cart if you go back over there.
I'll
I
I'll
thought
take the book back from Aura.
Okay, yeah. Feel like you guys can read it anyway.
I can't. I put it back in my book bag.
But now we know we can summon something if we want to, at any time.
If we need to.
If we want to, at any time.
I'm
Lawson
just
just
more
has
just
fire
gonna
fire
just
giant written
take
down.
over and start going through your stuff to find like breakfast foods, like completely going through the back of your cart and like humming a song while she's doing it, just at home entirely.
Is
You said there
anybody
was
gonna
bacon?
stop her? Or...
I mean, I told her that's
sounds
where the
like a
bacon
match.
was. I think she's just getting the bacon.
Alright, that's fair.
Oh, whoa. Where'd you get a bacon? I just come back with like armful full of food.
Excellent.
Looks delicious. Can't wait.
Please
I'm just gonna make breakfast.
So you start to begin to make
No.
breakfast. There's bacon. You have some bread. There's obviously some eggs that go along with it. You can begin to make breakfast for everybody. For the sake of time, you guys share the meal. You're eating and conversing amongst each other. And after breakfast is done, you guys decide to begin to make your way towards the city of Datara. More as you get back on your horse, unless you want to go in the cart with them if they offer, but it's completely up to you.
I will walk next to everything, perhaps. Getting on the horse is not. People told me it would be easy because I was tall, and I feel like I've been lied to.
It's a matter of balance.
Oh. Would I know how to ride a horse from my days in the army or no?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't you take my spot and then I'll ride the horse.
That would work just as well, I think. Up in
All right,
here,
so I
like in the
give her my spot on the cart and then I'll get on the horse.
I'm taking shotgun with
And if
horse.
I'm like my knees are like too close. Because you're like a foot shorter than I am, so your spot's a
You're
little
like
bit
hugging
too
your
small.
knees. You're like hugging your knees up to your chest like this.
This is fine. This is as comfortable as the horse, I'd say, to be honest.
You
I don't mind it.
you guys continue on your journey towards you're in the kingdom of Datara. You have probably another 3 days ahead of you. You travel for about, I would say, 4 or 5 hours, where it gets to about midday, and you see a very small town at the distance. Probably, I would say maybe about 4 or 5 miles. That's, you're looking down upon it on just like a small, probably like a kind of hill that you're looking down towards this small little town. They have some crops that are being utilized and growing into corn. You see a few others that are out in the fields picking some grapes, and then you do see what looks like used to be like kind of like a tower or windmill that has been turned into rubble. That no one's really by, and then in addition to that, there's some like straw huts, probably about maybe I would say like 10 to 15 houses, or different, I would say small houses like huts, and then there's actually one larger one, which it appears to be more of like a blacksmith / stable area. And there is now a main road that's headed like towards the middle of the town that continues on. You guys make your way down, get to the town, and you see a few humans, but you also see a couple creatures that you're not, sure why, but there is another half orc that's currently in the fields with male half orc. He's got larger tusks that are sharpened and everything, wearing a bandana and shirtless. He's wearing just, I would say, probably like a little bit longer shorts. It is a little bit warmer out, probably 70 degrees, and he's in the fields picking grapes with a few human women that are wearing just common clothes. To the left of you, you see a man wearing a straw hat, beard that's chin strapped in like long white, pulling what appears to be a donkey on a hoe, and someone is navigating it. You just see the back of his head. It's just black hair, common clothes, pulling across the fields, getting it going. And as you get closer and closer into town, there are some townsfolk that are gathering their belongings. You smell the smell of fresh bread that's being cooked from the bakery nearby. It's just a small little, nice town. You hear the clanking of a blacksmith that's currently by the stable, and he's creating horseshoes out of it. And as you make your way and stop in the middle of town, you see standing in front of you a small cloaked, probably there's a black hood over him. It's not covering his face, but a small little kobold with the biggest smile on his face and eyes just perking up at all of you. And he's smaller than kobolds typically stand, and he's just standing there and looking at you guys with just the biggest smile on his face.
I'm just gonna lean like all the way out of the wagon, like all the way down until I'm like right here, and be like, "Hello." Just my whole 6 foot self, like out of the wagon.
Wow, you're really tall.
Yes, lots of people tell me that.
Yeah,
You're quite small.
I know. I'm Crod. And he like holds his hand up, and you see it's like a lighter red pigment on his skin, but he's got, I would say not sharp claws that typical kobolds have. They're actually been like not filed down, but they're fine touched, and they're not like, I wouldn't say dirty, but he just like holds his hand up. I'm Crod. What's your name?
I go by Morge. Hello, nice to meet you. Just shake his hand.
Nice to meet you. Do you guys adventure together?
I don't know. I've just joined them. Tell me, what is the name of this town, darling?
Oh yeah, this is Rivish. Rivish is small. It's
Thank you.
It's small town, and you see he's trying really hard to speak common, but it's not his first language. So he's not exactly, he's saying the right things, but he's not articulating them as well as someone who speaks common. You far travel here, right?
Yes, from days and days away.
Whoa!
I made a friend. I
There's
just
an-
turned back
there's
to the
an-
wagon. I made a friend.
There's another one. Is big green dude.
Out in the field, he looks kind of like me. I saw him on the way in. Is he a traveler as well?
No, that one. Horseman. And he points over to you, Karst, that's standing by the horse.
Karst is bronze.
He is. That's okay. We can pretend the kobold said
Oh,
bronze.
bronze? Oh, he's bronze? Bronze guy. Bronze guy.
You're pointing at me, little fella.
Yeah. Weapon big.
Weapon big. Oh, this thing. You mean I pull my axe off?
He's like, oh!
Oh, you like
Just
you
in
like it?
such
Huh?
awe. You see like this, like just the biggest twinkles in his eyes, and he's so excited. He walks over and he's like looking at it. He goes, me touch?
You touch? I'm gonna give it like a spin in my hand, and so that the pommel, like the handle of it, is facing him. Go on.
And he
Take it
goes
for a
to
spin.
grab it with, he grabs it with both hands, and it just flops forward. He just goes launching and like lands on his face. Just like, whoa. I strong, not good. I
Yeah,
strong.
you don't know how to swing that thing, do you? That's okay.
This me show, and then he like grows into his cloak, and he's like, ha! And it's just this like really finely sharpened and carved, like kind of wooden stake, almost kind of dagger looking. He goes, yeah. Crod made himself. Crod made himself. Here, you can have it. And he gives it to you, Karst. He hands it, literally, it just walks right up to you and goes, you can have it.
Oh, that's some fine work there. It's gonna go to good use.
Ooh, she is pink person.
Oh, pink hair. Hey, pink hair.
Pink person.
What is it? What is it? I walk over.
Um,
Hello.
you pink.
Yes. Do I notice that he's not
Philip will
speaking?
stop laughing.
Oh,
Do-
be funny. I like you. You, Mr. Elf. You, Mr. Elf. You and I friends.
So, wait. Do you speak? You seem like you're having a hard time speaking. Do you have a different language?
I smart. I learn speak like you from Alcott. And he points over, and there's a man that's like hitting the horseshoe. You guys are literally right next to the blacksmith shop, and you see a larger build man, really nicely trimmed beard. He's got probably black, but you see some of the grays in his hair as well. There's a mixture, and he's got brown eyes, very large black eyebrows, and black beard. And goes, kind of gives Crod a nod. He goes, Alcott teach me common. Alcott saved me. I hurt. Alcott saved me. I hurt. Alcott saved me.
That's
He
great.
sounds wonderful. Alcott.
He's nice. My clan hurt me and leave me dead. Alcott saved me. And then he like pulls up his shirt, and you just see like a huge scar that just runs from like his shoulder all the way down to his right hip, from his left shoulder to his right hip. And he goes, I okay now. Alcott nice to me.
I'm just
Wait,
gonna get-
what rank
I'm gonna
was
get
Alcott?
really-
Alcott is human.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get really, really close, and like all of that smile goes away, and Morris just goes, "If they ever come back here, you tell me, and I will destroy them." Okay?
Oh, it's okay. Alcott destroy them.
Wonderful. I have to thank him.
That's awesome.
Alcott, he finished. You hear like a loud ding. It's like he puts his hammer down and goes, Oh, hello. I'm sorry. I was just finishing up. Name's Alcott. Welcome to Rivish. You guys are heading towards Tatara, is that correct?
In the direction, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, why else would you be passing through our small little town? It's about midday at this point. You guys got another 2 days journey. Well, look, it's about a day's journey, and probably about a day's journey to get to the next small town over. So listen, I wouldn't recommend leaving, probably till morning. But why don't you guys stay tonight? We have a few people right now that are pulling some crops and getting everything ready for feast for the town. And look, we always show hospitality to travelers, and of course, my little buddy here, Crod, got a great sense of making people that people are nice. And Crod goes, Crod good. These new friends. Yeah. So listen, if you like a place to stay, you guys can stay in that ruined tower. No one really goes there. It'll give you at least some sort of cover and everything. And in the meantime, we'll got some work to do around here. So if a few of you can maybe go to that pond over there, catch some fish, and a few of you might be able to help build and get some boards up in one of the houses that actually got blown down. And at the night, we'd really appreciate it. And in exchange, we'll give you some food for tonight, and you guys can be on your way for tomorrow.
Oh.
Can
All
I
right.
or insight, maybe?
Sure, absolutely. Roll an insight check.
Just lying to us. What do I add to it? I don't know.
It's usually
So,
wisdom if you're not proficient.
Yeah, wisdom.
Yeah,
So if you
wisdom,
look
and then
over
if you're
there-
proficient in it, you add your proficiency.
I'm checking right
I
now.
don't think I'm proficient. I'm
Yeah, if there's a dot
proficient
next
in-
to it, you have a +2. So you have a
Okay.
+2 on your
Okay.
insight.
So anything you roll,
Okay.
you're going to add +2. Roll a d20.
So I rolled a 14, so 16. To know
Wonderful.
if he's lying
Uh,
with his teeth.
You completely know in your heart that this man is sincere. You definitely feel meeting Crod definitely is something. You get just a great feeling that they are being sincere. They are nice people, and they really are who they are saying that they are, and they're being very hospitable to you, everyone here.
Caught.
Little town.
No,
Is it? Alcott, is it?
Yes, Alcott, that's my name.
Why would you not recommend leaving until tomorrow morning? Is there?
Look, we know how traveling gets, and look, the capital city of Tatara is not getting anywhere. It takes about a full day's journey to get to the next small town over, and right now, I'd probably say, given that it's midday, you guys wouldn't be getting there till morning, so you'd be traveling all night. So it's better to rest, right now while you still have some strength left. Wake up bright and early and be on your way. Get there by the afternoon before sunset, and they have a wonderful inn there, and they got some great people, so you'll be able to have like a much better rest. And it's just to make sure this traveling isn't too heavy on you guys at all. But also too, look, I typically don't get a lot of travels that go through here, and well, let's just say that I'm one of the few able men here to really help out with the the beams and the house here, and I just really could use your help about it too. So figured might as well have barter this a little bit, and we can be on our way.
That sounds nice. I think that sounds like a good idea. What about everyone else? Does everyone else feel all right staying here?
Yeah.
Say that again, please.
I do like a feast. So
And I haven't done an honest day's work in a while. Could be nice.
I've never done an honest day's work. Let's move on.
Well, that would be good for you.
It sounds like fun. Sure.
Well, look, I'm not one to judge. So if you guys want to go on your way, more than happy to. If you want to stay and help, a good, honest town, we'd appreciate your hospitality, and we'll have a nice banquet dinner for everyone tonight. Does that sound good?
Sounds
Very
great.
well.
All right, wonderful. All right, so who is gonna go try to catch some fish?
I will. I got
Eva?
an idea.
I'll go catch fish.
And Salithal. Okay. So even Salithal, you guys start to head your way towards the pond to go catch some fish. All right. So I'm gonna say that you guys need to roll first of all, you need to roll a perception check. Alcott gives you a couple fishing poles. They're just literally like longer sticks that are flexible with a hook and a line on there. He does give you some bait on top of that too, and it's just like small pieces of cheese and bread.
Perception check is 15. How big is the pond?
That is a good question.
Large enough that you could walk around it probably in like 10 minutes, but it's not. It's a pond. It's not large enough that you couldn't see who was on the other side. I would say probably just like a smaller pond, but there's fish in there. It's deeper. It's deep. It's not long and diameter.
So can I see fish on like the riverbank, or would it like we'd be?
So there is a little bit of a river, but the stream kind of ends. It kind of goes from the ground and then goes into the pond, and the stream kind of disperses down into the ground as well. So there's not like a river that goes across. It's just like a pond that's there.
No, but like if you were like standing on the edge, because
Mhm.
like a lot of fishing in real life, you have like a dock and you like throw it off the dock,
Mhm.
and like sometimes the fish like weave in between the dock and stuff. Can I see like fish there?
Yeah. So you rolled 16, you said?
15. 1-5.
15. Yeah. So you definitely see that there are fish in particular areas. It's very clear water. It's not dirty. It's very clear from what you've seen before. So you do make out some shadowy figures that are for a fact are fish from where you're standing. You cast out. I'm gonna have you roll an animal handling check for me.
Oh, I wanted to just shoot them with my bow and arrow.
Oh, even better. So you take the rod, you just kind of put it down, pull out bow and arrow. I still am gonna have you roll an animal handling check, but I'm gonna give you advantage with it because you are definitely proficient with your weapon and everything.
All right, 19.
All right, awesome. So nails a fish. It's definitely not a larger sized one, but it's pretty decent enough where you could get good meat out of it, or fish out of it, fish meat. Floats up to the surface as the arrow is like still floating, and you just see like the dead fish that's like in the water.
I like pick up the edge and I like twirl it at Eva, kind of like in an on guard like fencing position to say,
Yeah. Oh.
Hey. "We're eating this tonight."
I know, but it doesn't mean you have to get all of the fish poop on my clothes.
No, that's just a bonus, and I flick it again.
All right, so I'm gonna throw my thing out.
All right, so you actually use the rod. You throw it out.
I rolled a 21, by the way, for my perception.
You see a very large, shadowy figure towards the center of the pond. On one side, you know that the water is like shallower, so you kind of step a little bit in the water, not enough that you would say that stir up anything, but you cast out and it plops down. And you need you to roll an animal handling check for me.
Okay. Natural 20.
Oh.
You are are being so patient, and like a few moments pass. At this point,
This is where, of
Salethil,
course, I roll my fucking
I'm
natural
assuming
20s.
you're still shooting these right?
Yeah, I'm just picking them
Like
up.
you,
And just,
yeah,
like,
you've caught about maybe like 6 or 7 like smaller size fish, not enough that you would be big. All of a sudden, Eva, you feel the pull on the rod, and as you whip it up and pull it up in the air, just this large, beautiful knucklehead trout comes flying over and slams it onto the ground right in front of you. It's like flopping around.
I'm gonna take
It's probably at least like 3 or 4 feet in terms of how large it is.
I'm gonna just take my dagger real quick and just stab it so that way it dies.
Like stops moving. And Salethil, you see this whole thing happen.
why do you even bother with magic?
How big of a fish have you caught?
I've caught. Well, I'm pulling out the different ones, and it's like 6 inches, 8 inches, a foot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you can do that, why do you bother with the magic? Just punch everybody. You don't need it. You're just being selfish.
Eva laughs and just says, "Well, there's a lot more you can do with magic than you think."
And I'll just start like gathering up all like my fish.
So
Can I
you
carry
guys
this thing, or is it like too big for me to carry?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say you have to roll a strength check for it. I mean, it's heavy, but yeah, you can carry it. It's gonna take both of you, so you're kind of wobbling, still carrying it. You guys begin to make your way back into the town. During the same time this is all happening, who is currently helping out with the houses?
I was gonna help with
Cars, Aura, and then Moors. What are you doing?
Swear to God, I roll my natural 20s for the stupidest shit.
Can I go talk to the half orc picking grapes?
Sure.
Is that an option?
Cool. We'll do that for these guys. So, Aura and Karst, you guys are currently there's a building that its roof had kind of caved in on itself due to a lot of high winds. There's a older man standing in front of the house who he's pointing up and he goes, "Easy, my ceiling broke. Here's a few ladders and hammer and nails. Thank you very much." And he just begins to like walk away from you guys, and you're standing there just with hammer and 2 nails. And Alcott comes over and goes, "Don't worry, guys. We're gonna take care of this right now." And then he goes, "Okay, I need you to walk over and hold this post up." And he kind of helps assist you with it. So I'm gonna have Karst roll a strength check first.
Yeah, sure. That's a 23.
Yeah, you guys push up the beam easily. As that happens, like the straw, like definitely comes down, but he sets the post up nice, and he looks over at you, Aura, and goes, "All right, you hammer that into the top beam, the cross beam up there at the top."
Let's do it.
All right.
Also
Roll
strength? Oh,
Yeah.
thank God. I'm terrible at this. Oh, 13.
Yeah, it takes you a while longer than you think. You're hammering it a few times, and they're both holding it up. And a few moments pass, and they're going, "All right, you done yet?" Finally, you finish, and it is a little bit wobbly. Alcott has to kind of go back up on a ladder and put a few more nails in, but it's no problem. The next beam, kind of, you guys both need to roll strength checks for me to save time.
Are we just like lifting things up?
Yeah, you're just lifting things up and putting it in
I'm
place.
just gonna cast levitate on it. Until
Perfect.
Go up.
You cast levitate, it just perfectly begins, and he's saying, "Oh, well, kid told me you could do that in the beginning, and that would make things a lot easier." And so, he's pointing out things where it needs to be. Karst, roll a strength check for me for hammering these things in.
I got a 15 that time.
Yeah, boom. The hammer, nails, everything gets set up. A few moments pass, and he's putting the straw on top of it. You guys are now on top of the actual small hut. And these ladders aren't large, by the way. It's just a small little hut. Probably it sits about maybe like 15 feet, 20 feet at most. And Alcott looks and goes, "So, where are you guys from?"
Well, we all come from around, I'd say, but me, I come from the wastelands.
Oh, the wastelands, man. Oh,
Not too far, really. Just right down the next region over.
Oh, okay. So you live off the coast by the wastelands. I see.
That's right, yeah.
So you're over by the mountains over there, the edge of those wastelands, by like the crevice, the crest.
Yeah, not
crevice,
not too
whatever they
far
call
from
it.
the Darklands, but
Oh,
no,
yeah.
we're wasteland side, yeah.
You know,
It's nice. It's nice.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. The Darklands scare the hell out of me. They're last time. So actually, I ventured. I did a trade route over past the wastelands. I actually moved when long time ago. I actually made it to Norgal. So really rough town for sure. Very proper men, treat people well there, but very tough soldiers over there. But I traveled over there just to get some supplies and to get some iron for these horses over here, and we actually ventured through the wastelands. And actually decided to go more east this time and go through the wastelands just at the time because over by Mount Fang there were some problems. But while we were venturing through, I got this weird eerie feeling, kind of on the coast, fog beginning to disperse even more, and you'd hear just bats. But all I remember is just looking out and just seeing these glowing red eyes that just were staring at me almost like it was a human or something. But man, it just scared the hell out of me. So I just kept going, and luckily nothing bad happened. But I went the longer way home for sure. But Darklands is not something I wanna mess around with. A lot of rumors that people that venture there don't simply go home.
Yeah, even us wastelanders tend to avoid it as we can. Can't say I blame you too much.
Well, wastelands. Luckily, at the time, I didn't run into anything. It was morning, so nicer out. But apparently, they said some freaking blue dragon looks over those wastelands and in those mountains. So I would definitely be on side of caution for that for sure if you ever venture out there.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I never encountered it. Can't say I've heard of it before, but it's good to know. It's good to know.
Luckily, Ansland, that wonderful gold dragon, he's keeping all these freaking dragons at bay for sure. That's a good thing.
Wait, now that Alcott mentions it, Aura, where are you from? Did I forget? Where are you from?
You should act. It's kind of like sort of the opposite of where you are, like the west side where you are, the Restless Mountains. I live in that area.
The Restless Mountains, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like far? Like far?
Far north.
Definitely
from here.
far.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe one day we can go back there. I'd love to see where you come from. You know?
Yeah, that'll be fun.
You got weird
Definitely
food?
show you guys around if we ever make it there. I'll totally show you around.
All right. That sounds good.
A lot of magical stuff.
Oh, I do love magic stuff. Magic stuff is fun.
So while this great conversation's happening, Moors, you're headed over towards the fields where there is another half orc, green skinned half orc male that's bald, nice tusks, and he's just picking grapes off the vine and everything and putting it into a basket.
Hello. How are you and your friends? I wave at the women that are like, hi.
Look up at you. Hi. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you ladies?
Good. We just need to finish up these things, and they keep at it. Half orc looks at you and goes, "What do you want?"
I wanted to know if you folks needed any help. I'm no good at lifting beams, and I'm afraid I've never fished before.
Oh, kind of looks around, grabs a basket that's just filled with grapes, just hands it to you, plops it down in your hands. You can just take this back to town, and then yeah, that'd be great. Thanks.
And I just prop it on my hip, and I'm like, so I have a couple of questions, if you don't mind, before I take this with me.
Okay, what's up?
What's the deal with the collapsed tower? Did it used to be a windmill, or was there a wizard? Because if there was a wizard, I would love to see if he left any of his library behind.
There's a windmill. And the windmill...
Has anyone ever told you that your conversation is sparkling, sir? I'll just take it, go, and I just wander off completely. Like, I'm aware that I'm not gonna get anything out of him, and I just walk away.
Okay, bye.
I just wander off and find someone in the village, like, where am I supposed to take these?
You see as Crod is standing in the middle of the street, and he sees you and goes,
Perfect.
he goes, "Hi, Morge.
Hi, Crod. How are you doing?
You can take that in there." And he points over to the banquet hall, and there's like a large table that like is sitting all the way across. There is a little bit of like what appears to be not a stage, but just kind of like a platform with it seems to be with like a few chairs and like probably like 3 or 4 chairs and a table. No one's putting any place setting on there. It just seems like it would be like kind of like a forum if like there's a gathering and people are speaking or talking about things. But it's not super eloquent, but there is a large table that people are beginning to put like a pig on there that's roasted, and there's obviously some fruits, some not a huge large gathering royalty of things like that of the sort that you've typically seen at what you've experienced before, but it's a nice setting of foods and assortments. Because you can put that in there, and a couple people are gonna put those things on grapes.
They already are grapes. Put what thing? What?
Yeah, they're gonna put the circle things that are like white circles, grapes on. I eat on the plates. Put the plates on the grapes. Plates on grapes.
Wonderful. And I'm gonna follow whoever put out the last fruit and just kind of hold it out at them, like.
Yeah, you see a man there, and he's like, "Oh, thank you so much, really appreciate it." And grabs it and he pulls it over. You see once you've walked in that they are storing a lot of food in there, and in like a separate like storage like room where a door is, and so they just pull it around, and it seems like you hear like chopping up of vegetables, and you can smell the soup that's being like made in that room as well, and also there's like a small little like draft that kind of like is opened up in the window that's allowing like everything to kind of disperse from the fire. Crod, after you come back out, Crod looks and goes, Crod's good, right? Crod's good.
Yeah, I like you very much.
Crod's happy. Crod's happy to hear that.
Crod, why wouldn't you think you're good? Has somebody been mean to you?
Crod experience not been so good. Crod
Is Crod being mean to him sometimes?
Crod is trying to find friends. Crod wants friends.
I'll be your friend.
Yay. Crod's happy. Crod's happy to And as
the
is,
rest of the time, like,
say again?
supposed to be helping, but can I ignore all that and go hang out with Crod instead?
Sure, yeah. Crowd goes, Crowd, show you where I live. Crowd, show you where I live. And he comes over, and you see that Alcott. Alcott has like a blacksmith and everything, and next to the shop is a hut. It's like very large, what appears to be Alcott's hut, but then you look over and you see that there's like this beautifully made, I would say probably like, it's nicer than his hut. Like Alcott actually took time to make this really nice, almost cave-like structure that dips down into the ground, to at which point, you kind of like are shifting in, and it's like kind of tough for you too, but you're able to enter in. And as you're inside, kind of crouched down like this, you notice that there's like a really nice bed. There's little pieces of food, and you see that there's like 2 or 3 different vials on the left and right side, like on a shelf. And you see like 6 or 7 gold pieces, 2 copper pieces that are also there. And to the right of you, you see that there is a beautifully made dagger. Like I'm talking like it's super elegant, beautifully sharpened. It's got a beautiful hilt, leather grip. Everything's made, and you notice the letter A that's written on it, on the butt of it, and it's in a sheath.
I think I took. What is it where if you pick up a magical item, you can tell what it does and how to use it?
Identify.
Identify.
Can I use that on that dagger?
Yeah, absolutely. So you would use 1 spell slot.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Because it's a level 1 spell, because that's all I have. Cool.
Yeah, no problem. So you cast Identify on this dagger. It's non-magical. It doesn't have any additional properties. But what you really get a sense of when you're holding this is that this dagger was made with just a lot of care, and you just feel happy kind of holding this. Like you don't know what it really is, but you just feel this good feeling. And Crod looks at you dead in the eye and goes, "Gift from Alcott to Grodd." Gift to Grodd. Gift to Crod from Alcott. Everyone's so happy. You guys are all like, everyone's like, wow, we're feeling great.
I'm kind of going in between because I know you're the DM and you have the power to kill him. So
It's a dagger of happiness.
yeah,
I am already like curled up in a hole that is 3 times too small for me. If I start
Like think of like
crying,
Luke
it's just gonna
Skywalker and like think about Luke Skywalker and like Yoda's hut. Like
Yeah.
think about
So
that.
I'm
like
already like afraid I'm gonna shatter everything. If I start crying, it's just gonna like I'm not gonna be able to get out. Nobody's gonna be able to get in to get me out. It's just not gonna be good.
yeah.
So I'm and I'm gonna put it back and just try not to break anything with my size in this little hut.
I'm gonna say you have to roll what would it be?
Something want me to fail. That's all it is.
I mean you're trying to like slip through. You're being careful. I'll give you an athletics check.
Athletics.
I'll be nice.
I should have put my character sheet on a different phone that I'm using to film. That's my fault.
It's +5. I got it. I got it here for you. So you're gonna roll and then you got a +5.
17 plus 5
I have
is
everyone.
22.
I always have everyone's character sheets all in tabs, so that way I can like add and like do things, but also I can see your like passive like investigation and all these different things, so I can like roll for stuff, and you guys don't know. What'd you roll?
22.
Yeah, so
17.
you're like slowly make your way out, and Crod looks at you and goes, Crod, you like Crod's place.
Crud, it is lovely for someone your size.
Lovely. What was lovely mean?
It makes me happy.
Happy.
It is good.
Ah,
He doesn't know what
Crod
love
happy. Crod happy. You happy. And at which point you're standing there and you see as Eva has this huge knucklehead trout that's just like pulling it over, and Salathol's got a bunch of fish hunched over and following. In addition to that, Crod just starts saying it in Kobold, like, and you can definitely distinguish he's saying something along the lines of, "Oh my god, look at that thing."
Just speak his language to know it translates roughly. That's a big fucking fish.
And his mouth is open, and he's just watching as you guys both pass by, and Crod goes, "Pink person, catch giant fish. Master fish. Pink person, fish master."
Please call Pink Person Fishmaster from now on. Please.
Pink person is
Or
fish
Master
master.
Fish. Both would be great names.
Oh.
That should address that.
I don't know they're having this conversation, right?
No. Pink master fish. Pink master fish.
Oh my
Crod.
God.
Prod impressed. Prod impressed.
I'm impressed. Take care. You need
Alcott,
help?
do you need help?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me. No, I'm all right, but thank you. I mean,
as you walk into town, and again, guys, it's like sunset now. Like the sun's beginning to set. A crowd begins to kind of form as like you're bringing this fish over, and there's like whisper like, "Oh my god, look at that thing!" To which point Alcott goes, "Wow, look at that huge thing! Holy cow, this is gonna. I mean, we gotta eat this now. We gotta eat this tonight. Let's go!" And the cooks that have just been like making all this food just sort of looking at him like, but Alcott, we just made all this food. Like, come on, man. Like, Alcott goes, come on. They caught the fish. We gotta celebrate here. Come on. Let's celebrate.
I'm gonna turn to Salathil and be like, "Oh, jeez, wait,
Oh no!
Oh.
wait for
he's back.
Oscar to come back here." Oh, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna turn to Salathil and I'm gonna be like, "Don't feel self-conscious about the size of your fish. It's average, okay?"
I can very easily stab you in the back, Eva. You are so fragile.
Salathil, you feel a pull.
Oh.
A couple other people are giggling and laughing. Crod is pulling at the side of you, Salathil.
Ah! Oh. Hi.
You caught more fish than pink person.
Yeah, I did.
Many more fish. She caught bigger fish than you though.
I'm gonna pull off like one of the smaller fish on like one of the end of my arrows, and I'm just gonna give it to Crod.
Crod. Me?
Go ahead.
He holds the fish in one hand and then he just like gives you like a big hug.
It's just like around my thigh.
Just like around your thigh, and he's like Crod's new best friend.
I'm just gonna like very like awkwardly pat his head and like start like shaking my leg at the same time, trying to get him off.
Crud, sorry. Didn't mean to touch your penis. Pink person. Yeah. We friends? Are we friends?
Sure, we'll be friends, Crod. We'll be friends.
You're my best friend. Pink person, my friend.
Is he talking to me, or is he like just pointing at me?
Yeah, he's pointing right at you, Eva.
Oh, well, why, of course we can be friends, Crod. And I give him like a nice smile.
Oh, Crod's happy. You make so many friends. This one here is really cool. He's a Air Ganassi.
I'm surprised you knew that.
My family live Restless Mountains, and
Hey.
we've seen your kind, Air Ganassi. Really cool. Really cool.
Cool. And I had like a little cloud go down there near him.
What'd you say?
I just have my little cloud just go near him.
Just tries to eat it.
Whoa.
You can try.
Alcott, check it out. Me, invisible. And you see him as he like slowly crouches down underneath the clouds. He pops up. He goes, awesome. At which point Alcott goes, all right, Crowd, like let's get this going. After a while, everyone begins to kind of make their way into the main banquet hall. There are, there's great conversation. Everyone's worked a hard day. There's not a ton of talking for some of the folks that have been out working all day. They eat, they leave. To which point, it gets later at night. And Alcott looks at you guys and goes, all right, we'll see that tower over there. You guys can stay there and get some good cover. And here, and he hands you guys just like, a few blankets, some hay. He goes, and Crud also set up some hay for you over there as well, so that way you guys can have some pretty decent sleep. But on behalf of everyone from Rivish, we just want to thank you for fish and for helping and everything. And this old man's naming of him, yes, you guys fixed my roof, and I really appreciate it. And he walks inside, and as you shut the door, you hear a loud thud, and like almost like he hits the pillar or the beam that was like in his house, and you just hear him like, "Oh God, I fell down again."
People falling will never be funny. Will always be funny. I don't know why I say never.
It'll never be not funny.
It'll never be not funny. That's what I was trying to say.
You guys make your way to the tower, and you guys are putting your spots together. There's like a couple of logs. There's a small little fire that you guys make. Yeah. So what do you guys do?
Some light reading from the Book of Beasts. Yay.
I don't have that book on me. No.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the book on me. No.
Wow.
No.
It's all right, so we're gonna take a quick break so that way Lawson can get his crap together.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I have a few other ones in mind. All right, go ahead and roll d6 for me.
Yeah.
I can come up with 6 in my head for sure right now.
This times it's a
Let's go.
D6, not a D20, because Lawson's out of options.
Definitely.
3.
Okay, cool.
Can I take some time to like more thoroughly read the common section of the book, because I've only read a little bit?
Yeah. So you can read more about the history of the Anton family, and you're learning more and more about it, about how they summoned and got their powers, and you're learning more and more about them. I'll text you about it because not everyone's gonna know. Laura, you are reading, and you are reading about a giant ant.
Ooh.
Currently, these are located
and they're extremely rare, but they are currently located by the coast of Mount Fang and the Lake of the Lady. They are very large and typically are people notice where their habitat is based off of the large tunnels that they excavate through into the ground. They're not very territorial unless you enter into their tunnels. They typically range from being about 4 or 5 feet in length and about 4 feet at max wide. Typically, they travel in packs and usually are in very humid and closer to water, being as they need that source.
Cool.
The packs range from probably about 20 to 30 of them. Smaller than typical ants, which are like thousands in their colony.
Wow. The more you know.
What is everyone else doing?
Well, I already said I'm reading my book, but
I'd like to talk to the newcomer.
ooh, wait. Sorry, just real quick. Aura, how much money did I owe you again?
3 platinum, 30 gold.
Okay. Before I start reading, I'm gonna pay you back the money.
Okay, okay, thank you.
I'm broke again.
I don't believe we've been properly introduced. I think that we just talked around each other a bit in our morning conversation. My name's Salatho. What's your name?
Morge. Oh, wonderful to meet.
Morge. Nice to meet you. Where do you come from, Morge?
Well, most of the year I spend with my grandfather and grandmama. But during the summers I travel around with my mother. She is a bit much, but she's wonderful and you know, a bit much. But at the time grandpapa and grandmama in what was the town? I totally forgot.
You are from Port Crab.
Port Crab is where I spent most of my childhood.
Port Crab. I haven't spent much time along the coast. Is it nice there?
It depends on what part of town you go to, as it always does, you know. I usually was on I don't want to say fine side of town, but I suppose that is the best way to phrase it. Grandpapa was very fortunate, and so we tended to stay in the safer districts, as it were.
Did you never go out to just get a quick rumble? It's. I may be biased, but I feel that that's where all the fun in town happens. Is where there's a little bit more chance of getting punched in the face.
Oh no, I never went and fought in town. I got my fill of that during the summers with Mother.
So do you just travel around?
A little bit. She is warrior chiefess of her tribe of orcs, and so when I visit her during the summer, it is a lot of training and working with the other young warriors and punching people in the face, I suppose, you know. There is a lot of fighting. It's quite crude, but it is why I do have my gloves. Like society.
Seems like you and me both get a little bit of training from parents in that regard then. Anyway.
My grandmama also made this lovely quiche though. So there were some nice times when not punching people in the face, you know.
You seem to be a lovely cook. Shall we make dinner for the rest of them together?
Well, we did have a feast, but I can always go for a midnight snack. Something sweet, I think, at night, and I just wander off to make cinnamon rolls, like, completely just walk away.
So you make your way towards the cart. I'm gonna have you roll a perception check for me, Morsh.
It was +2 earlier. So
Perception check for you would be +3.
21. +3 is 22. I rolled a 19.
So as you're getting in and gathering things by the cart, you hear what appears to be like not footsteps, but like it's almost kind of like a clattering, but like real quick. And you know that it's not somebody from the group. To which point you step out of the cart, you look up, and sitting on top of like, again, like you guys are in like the center of like almost like a tower like filled with ruins, and there's like a couple different like rock structures that are maybe like 10, 15 feet up high that are still standing. And sitting on top of them is this dark cloaked individual with glowing white eyes. He's got a leather bound strap that goes aside with all of these like almost appears like be like different like daggers looking at it. He goes, "Hey, I finally caught up the rest of you guys. Listen, just hand over the egg and we'll be on our way, okay?" And you look over Morge, and he's talking down to the rest of your party. He hasn't noticed you, and there are 2 or 3 others that are beginning to surround them. I need everybody to roll initiative.
This man.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yay.
21.
Wait, this is established that they do not see me, correct?
They do not see you because you saw them. They don't see you, and you're by the cart. So give me 1 second, because I gotta place you in different spots.
Or can I take a surprise round?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So this individual is here. Morge, can you see D&D Beyond? Or sorry, roll 20.
I can probably pull it up.
I'm sorry. We were in like an enclosed. There was like enclosed but ruin, not just like an open area.
I think
It's open
there's
from
no
the
room.
top. It's open from the top, but there's like walls that go around, and then there's like a couple different openings. But like, it's enough cover that like, the best way I can put it is like, it's enough cover that if someone like walked by you guys, they wouldn't see you. But unfortunately, this guy has been tracking you and watching you from afar, and has hunter's mark on you guys. So, sorry.
Bitch.
Right.
Okay.
So they're probably pretty far from me.
So,
I don't have
Morge,
any good.
you're here. You're
Sorry, I'm
here.
trying to pull it up.
You're
I
good.
should have 2 devices.
All right. What did everybody? What did we roll? Starting from the top. Who rolled 15 to 20?
I rolled a 21.
So, and who else rolled a 20?
I rolled 21.
Okay. So we got Eva, Salithol, and then we got. Okay. And then we got 10 to 15.
14.
11.
I rolled a 14.
14.
Wait.
11. Okay. Who has the higher dexterity between Aura and Morge? Aura, what do you got?
A +1.
All right, so Morge
I-
gets it.
At work.
So So
Sorry.
Morge gets it, and then Aura. Can you see it at least, or I can describe it for you too if that works.
I can't, but all of my spells are 15 feet at this point, so...
Yeah, you're in close proximity to all of them.
So
Alright.
is the bounty hunter elevated?
So he is sitting on top of a rock structure that's currently about maybe like 10 feet. It's not super high, but he's just sitting on top of it, and he looks at you guys like, "Look, guys, just hand over the egg. I'll be on my way. It doesn't have to be difficult. Just hand it over. We don't have to make this hard."
You're a royal bother. Did you know that?
Listen, last encounter, I pretty much took out your big man over there, and he looks over at you, Karst, and smiles. He's like, "I don't want to make this harder on anybody. I just need the egg, okay? My boss is asking for it. I've been sent on this mission to do it. Just give it to me, and I'll be on my way. No one needs to get hurt, okay?"
No. I like it. I want it. I'm keeping it. Steal it yourself.
Well, I guess we're doing this the hard way. All right, Eva, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna cast sleep.
So,
Yeah.
still do that.
What are you doing?
I'm casting sleep.
Can I still do a surprise round since they don't see me? Real quick. or no?
So you're gonna have so you can do a couple things. So you could definitely frighten one of the individuals that's like standing that you're directly like standing behind. You would definitely get advantage on him, which is what I would assume. On your turn, when you want to attack this individual, you could definitely get advantage. So you'd roll twice to take the higher one, or you could do like a numerous things to it. So you're definitely out of sight. Yeah. So you cast sleep. What is that? A wisdom saving throw?
No,
There
I just
is no saving throw.
Yeah,
He
I
just
just-
rolls dice, and if it exceeds the amount of hit points, if it meets or exceeds the hit points, he's put to sleep.
Yep.
Okay. On which one? The bounty hunter?
I'm casting it on the bounty hunter.
Okay.
Not bad. Oop, just two. Oh, let's go. All right. 15. 28.
You cast sleep, and he just stands there and has like kind of like pinkish aura, like almost kind of like misty smoke, just gets shot out fast towards him, and it hits him immediately, and he just goes, "We're just doing this the hard way, aren't we?"
It's such crap. You're such a terrible character. I hate you so much.
Higher than 28 hit points, man. Sorry.
Yeah, we're all level 3. And, he's Mr. Level 17 over here.
Need to stop arguing with the DM. My character is going to be the one to die.
Good.
All right, Sailithil, you're up.
Okay. Given how far back I am, I don't know how to scale this. Okay, so this is longer than 30 feet. I'm going to take out my longbow, knock an arrow, and fire it at him. And because he hasn't gone yet in initiative order, I get advantage, and that'll be my sneak attack. It's the assassinate subclass. I can read it to you if you'd like.
That's okay. I'm just figuring something out. Go ahead. It's a roll ahead.
That seemed pretty good. This is with my my longbow. I don't get. That would be 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
All right, cool. And it's just the worst. That's 11 points of piercing damage.
All right, cool. So you take out your longbow, and he's like trying to make it out of the way, and it just like goes right through his like right bicep, and he's just looking at it and goes, takes it, snaps it off, and looks at it and goes, "Guess we are doing this. I guess we are doing this the hard way." And
Very clear.
Is that all you can say? Are you just a Pokemon?
he is going to use his movement. He's going to jump down towards you, Salithal. He's going to make two attacks with his daggers. First one's a 17.
Hits.
And the second one, okay, is a 14.
Misses.
All right, so the first one is going to be first one's going to be 4 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
So he takes over his dagger and like cuts you. It's kind of like small or not deep one across like your left pack. Second one, he goes, and as he pulls it forward, you like swivel your head out of the way, and he misses. To which point the man that's standing in front of Morge walks forward. Like kind of takes a couple steps, takes out a bow, and is going to shoot at you, Salithal. 9 plus that is going to be 13, so that will miss. So the arrow goes like whizzing by your head, but misses you. And then this individual is going to run over towards Karst with his sword. 21, that will hit. So he takes out his short sword. Oh my gosh, I'm rolling so horribly. That's 3 points of slashing damage. So he pulls it over across and just like manages to like barely nick you.
What was his roll to hit?
I rolled
21.
a
24.
18.
Oh yeah, that hits then. Okay.
Or sorry, 21. But then you only got 4 points of damage on you. That's their turn. It is now Morge's turn. So there is an individual that has an arrow a bow and arrow that just shot at Zalithal. That's like probably only like 10 feet in front of you.
Okay. I don't know if I had said out loud that I had my bagpipes on me, so do I have my instruments on me? Will you allow that? Okay.
That's an interaction. That doesn't count as an action. So you see these men that come out here, you immediately pull out your bagpipes and you begin to like walk over to where he is currently.
Is there any way I can, with my movement for the turn, get within a 15-foot cube of all of them?
Ooh. Yes, absolutely. They're engaged in combat, so yes, you could definitely do a 15-foot cube. I'll move you over here. Yeah, absolutely.
Still up on the thing. I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave, which is everybody in the 50 has to make a Constitution saving throw. I don't know if this will affect my friends though.
Let me check.
If you're saying it's reaching everybody, it probably would.
Yeah, I think it usually specifies otherwise. If it doesn't.
Well, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check right now. Let's see. All right, so 15-foot cube. Our wave force sweeps out from you. Creature within a 50-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution save. They're unfails. Okay, so if that were the case, I'm gonna do snap to center real quick. All right, so that would be okay. This is gonna be cool. So what you actually end up doing is you actually step a little bit towards the back, and it's actually going to be just in front of Sailithul, so Sailithul does not have to roll it. So it would still hit 2 of the guys, and not Sailithul.
I would like to do that, please. And just sort of step shadows with a set of bagpipes and just, like, as loud as I can, start playing something. 8
Right.
back and up.
There.
3 blind
This
mice.
isn't. Yeah. So this is guys like, and just letting you know, this map is not like perfect in terms of the feet. Okay. Because you can even see like right here, Morge, 1, 2, 3. That's 15 feet. It's right there.
All right, so
Yeah.
you take out the bad pipes, and immediately everyone's looking your way, and as you're doing it, you just hear the rumbling above, and just lightning, just boom, just gets unleashed, and thunder comes down. Let's see what happens. So that is a fail. That is another fail.
So
I
on a
rolled
fail,
4 and a 5.
they get knocked 10 away. So if they're up on the walls, I hope they get knocked off.
Yeah, so they came down off the walls, but they definitely get knocked 10 feet. What's the damage? It's 2d8 plus your...
I think
it's
it's
just
just
2d8.
2D.
Yep,
But
just 2d8.
it emits a thunderous boom that's audible 300 feet out. Is that enough that the town will hear that?
Yes, absolutely.
So 7 damage.
Noise travels. 7 damage.
That is their least favorite spell.
There's something going on. That's all I got.
So, the guy standing in front of you gets knocked back, and as he does, he slams into the wall that's behind him, taking an additional 4 damage, and gets knocked done. And as his head slams back into the rock, you just see like the back of it just like slam, and blood just kind of like splurts out from both ends, and he just is laying there. This individual is dead.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
What force trauma kills people? What?
That was. I just wanted the thing.
Bounty Hunter gets pushed back 10 feet, and as he's getting thrown back, he's like, ah, that freaking hurt. To which point it is now Aura's turn.
Yeah, question.
Yes.
Does involuntary movement still count as leaving my combat range? And if so, do I get an attack of opportunity?
I would say that it does not.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does,
don't think so.
because if I'm thinking of this fair, the thunder hits them and they get pushed back. So it'd kind of be an instantaneous thing. If it was like more just like pushing him, I would say yeah, like as he's being pushed, you could like slash it, but because it's how fast it is, I would say no at this time.
Yeah.
But good question.
It's a fair question.
Sure. All right, Aura, it's your turn. What are we doing? Who are we turning into?
Or just sort of smiles and say, "You guys really don't like that spell." And I'm gonna cast. Forget it.
Thunderclap.
I'm gonna run it. Yup. Just look down. Alright.
Just bullying them.
Thunderclap. Bane of
I'm gonna
Bounty.
cast Thunderclap. So it hits these 2 guys.
Oh my god.
This one.
All right, is it another save throw?
Yup.
Yeah.
All right. What do I have to roll?
Constitution.
All right, here we go. That's a fail. 13.
That passes. Good for him.
All right. All right, so the one on the left that took out his dagger to try to hit, short sword to try to hit Karst, he fails. So go ahead and roll damage for that, and then the other one succeeds, which is the bounty hunter.
That's nice. That's 13 points of damage.
Oh yeah, that dude just gets lit up. The soldier on the left that after attacking Karst is like, ha ha, and all of a sudden echoing again. So second one slams down, and at which point he's just staring at you, Karst. And as he's doing that, he just flops over and slams down to the ground. He gets nailed. He is out. And then how much damage was it total?
13 total.
13. Okay, yeah. Awesome. So, okay.
And I'll just say, you should have hired better help.
Karst, it's your turn, man.
Yeah.
One last thing.
Oh wait, sorry.
Giant wolf. He should have gotten better help.
All right, you turn into a giant wolf.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, as I see the guy next to me fall down, I'm gonna turn toward the bounty hunter, the big bad guy, and I'm gonna be like, this fucking guy again. And I'm gonna swiftly like walk over his direction and put a hand out, and black necrotic energy is gonna radiate out 30 feet in every direction. And I'm going to use my Twilight Sanctuary Channel Divinity. It doesn't do anything yet. It's at the end of everyone's turn, they get temporary hit points, basically.
Okay.
So it's 1d6 plus 3
That's your...
temporary hit points at the end of everyone's turn. And then with my bonus action, I'm going to raise my axe, and it's going to fully blacken as well, and a void is going to open above where he is now. And a larger version of my axe is going to pummel out of it straight down at the ground, attacking him with my spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
All right, so when I cast
that was fucking dope. You
Thank you.
definitely get inspiration for doing that.
Karst is
That was
pissed at this
sweet.
guy.
I know.
And I'm gonna use
I'm
gonna use the inspiration right away on it on the attack roll.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
Let's see what happens.
That is a natural 18 plus 7. Yeah, that's a 25, and it's gonna be 1d12
Yeah.
plus my spellcasting modifier.
Oh man.
Ooh, that's a good
Roll
one.
an iron or higher. man.
15 points of damage.
All right. Describe your kill for me.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Really?
Okay. So, what I'm gonna have him do, the axe is gonna come down with the bladed part of it first, and it's actually gonna pin him by the neck, not even slice him. And I'm gonna pull out the wooden stake that that Crod gave me, right between the eyes.
Jesus.
No, right in the neck. I changed my mind. Right in the neck, right where he got me.
Oh, where he got you. As you slam down the stake into the neck, you hear like a crackling, and a burst of energy just gets like ripped apart. It's his armor, daggers, everything that's cloaked on about him. It's almost like just this radiant bright light that just gets shining. It's just this very big gust of energy just gets kind of like blown into you. You do resist it, but it's like really bright to see. And at which point you're looking down, and all you see there is just one black feather.
I'm gonna reach down and pick it up, inspect it a little bit.
Okay, roll an investigation check for me.
Oh, sure.
Are we?
I'm real good at this. Wait, are we still in initiative? Actually?
We are out of initiative. You guys messed these guys up.
Yeah, they piss us off.
Natural 14
You
plus
don't
0.
mess with our group name.
With
Us?
us? Oh, you don't mess with US.
US.
I got 14 for the investigation, by the way.
You're inspecting the flower. You're not sensing any magical properties to it. It just appears to be kind of almost looks like a raven feather, not a flower, feather.
I'm just gonna sniff it.
Sniff it.
Smells like a feather.
Dude,
I smell the
that
cinnamon roll. Smells like a cinnamon roll.
Smells tasty.
Smells like hair.
I'm gonna pocket it. Turn to everyone else.
Cool.
All right.
Man, I
Go
hated
ahead
that
and
guy.
add black feather to your inventory.
Okay.
Cars, I don't think he went down way too easily.
You think so?
I really do. I don't think he's gone.
Well, that's a fucking shame.
You don't trust that? You think it was like a teleport or something?
I don't trust that at all. That's so. A bit of backstory. I think we should say. Before you met us, we were in a different city. We were in a different city called Kairovex, and when we left, the reason that we left was because this guy came up and stabbed Karst really good, and we didn't like that. So we decided to leave, but he had this ability where he could just like shift very quickly away from where we were, and it didn't look like that what just happened, but if he has the ability to move within a second and none of us can track that accurately, I don't think he's gone. I think we messed him up, and he saw the way that things were going, especially with how his friends instantly got dropped. I don't think that he's gone, and I think that we should still be looking over our shoulder as we travel.
Well, as much as I don't want that to be true, you might be right. Well, at least he knows he's got a thing coming if he tries to come after us again.
Crod saw the whole thing. That was awesome.
Crod,
and you just look over, and Crod is like sitting, just kind of gingerly with his feet kind of dangling back and forth, looking at you guys and being like, "That was awesome." Crod wants to join. Crod wants to join.
Absolutely not. That's out of the question.
But Crod, did you see? You think it came in handy.
Crod made that himself. Crod happy about that.
Crod's the kid from The Incredibles at the end of the driveway. That was totally wicked! I've been thinking
you
the
looking
entire
at?
time. I've never been able to say it.
I don't know. Something amazing, I guess.
What was that?
Bring Crod. He can go in my backpack. I'll carry him. Why can't we bring Crod?
Crod's definitely going to get stabbed.
Crud, our missions are quite too dangerous for you, Crud. But maybe once you get older and a little bit stronger, maybe then you can join.
Crod 52. Is that old?
Well, I'd say that's pretty old.
52 watts, Crod.
52 centimeters.
Just wanted to clarify. I think Crod is definitely going to get stabbed. I feel like this is a bad idea.
We're not bringing Crod, especially since
Crod understand.
Guys,
what
would
would
need Crod anyway?
I dropped my dice.
I was gonna.
Oh, let's go!
It wasn't Luke this time.
Wasn't Luke this time.
Oh wait, I did the thing.
And it was a natural 20. Oh.
Where are we at?
We are at 6 with that one.
Let's go.
4 of those were me.
Drop counter is up. We're averaging less than 1 a session. I feel like we're slacking as a group.
I feel like we're not
Well,
living up to the
maybe
dice
maybe
dropper's
Boston
name.
would have us roll collectively more than like 10 times per session. We drop them a little bit more.
Honestly.
True. Well, trust me, there's going to be a lot more rolls coming up.
Better be.
So, at which point, Crod is standing there smiling at you guys. He gets down. Crod, go back to sleep now. And he begins to walk back off into town. Who's taking first watch?
I will. I'm still a wolf, so might as well.
I'll
right.
stay up with the wolf for a
All right,
second.
you guys roll perception checks for me, please.
I will pass out.
Oh, human.
15.
Ooh,
Okay.
16.
What were you saying, Maya?
I was gonna make cinnamon rolls. Should I still do that? Or...
You can.
You can.
Oh, I'm famished. That sounds great.
2 dead bodies? Yeah, sure.
So I'm the only one sleeping.
Eva just props up and just goes to sleep. Meanwhile, Morge walks over, begins making some cinnamon rolls for everybody. Definitely a much needed dessert for after finishing off these bandits.
As Eva is asleep, I want to drag the bodies and just like sit them up like next to her in like the exact same position that Eva is sitting in, and then just like leave them there.
Do I hear any of this? Like, is he gonna wake me up when he does this?
You're asleep, so no.
Do you want me to roll
I'll have you roll a stealth
I'm
check.
the
Yeah,
rogue. You want a
definitely
stealth check?
Yes, I do.
Okay, there you go. Stealth. Yeah, have fun waking up with that 23 on stealth.
Yeah, you're delicately putting the rocks. Are you like stacking it around her?
No, I'm not stacking the rocks. I'm like the bodies of the bandits. I'm like putting them in like the same positions like next to her.
That's perfect. So
Yeah,
they're,
so, like,
they're both.
she's like this. Yeah, they're just like slumped over with like wounds bleeding out the back of their head. Just
Yeah,
You
Eva,
asshole.
you do not notice that.
One of these days, your arrogance is gonna become your.
So, as you guys are, getting going, Aura and Salithol, looking around, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. But from a distance, you do see a glimmering kind of figure, headed towards you from the capital city of Tatara.
I would count that as unusual.
It's just a glimmer. It's like a little speck from the distance. It's like kind of shines from the moonlight. It's a very clear sky at night. Who's taking the next watch?
I guess me, because everyone else will need to sleep.
I'll keep staying up with you.
I can take a mental.
I'm staying awake. I'm staying awake and just like tending the fire.
Okay. And Maya, sorry, Morge, what are you doing?
I was gonna say I can stay awake, but if we already have a guard, I can sleep now and get my 2 spell slots back.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, if Sale's staying up, I'll go to sleep too.
Yeah, go for it. So you go to sleep. Eva, you wake up as 2 dead bodies are right next to you. Salithil's just smiling.
I'm just looking at like across the way and be like, oh no, Eva, what happened?
To which point
You have.
To which point you hear a fuck, right into the ground.
Can I turn around and look at it?
You guys like look over at the tower and you just like look over and pulling himself out of the ground in a long gold bearded man you know this as Guildmaster Dorn, who has just slammed from the sky as a giant falcon silver falcon flies down and lands right next to him. Dorn gets up and he like picks his head and goes, "Ugh, I'm still getting used to it, but oh god." Listen, I am sorry for calling you an eagle, okay? But that doesn't mean you can throw me off from 40 feet in the air.
Wait, how big is the silver falcon?
Enough
just
to
like
carry,
normal
enough to
size?
carry one person. But Salithol and Eva, you immediately recognize this as the newly appointed Guildmaster Dorn.
Dorn, it's so good to see you.
And as we're on tonight's session,
Yeah,
You're terrible. You're a terrible person. I just reunited with him.
Now you'll have plenty of time to think of what to say to him.
Lawson, and that's when we're at tonight's session, Luke. And I took that personally.
I was really excited to see Captain Dorn or Guildmaster Dorn, but then Lawson said that's where we're on tonight's session, and it got personal for me.
I took that personally.
I
I cast Scorching Ray on Lawson. I used Misty Step to Lawson's house, and I cast Scorching Ray.
Luke, if my natural 20 to punch God doesn't connect, your Scorching Ray sure shit doesn't.
Natural 20! No joke. I swear to God, I just rolled a natural 20.
Why are we rolling natural 20s to try to hit God? Why are we being fueled by anguish?
Luke, roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
I just did.
Oh.
Natural 20.
I thought you said the game was short. I said we're done with this session.
I feel like it's like from the episode of South Park. It's like, yeah, and then they killed the DM. I didn't even know you could do that.
Oh my God.
All right, so for everybody, thank you so much for those of you who joined us. We'll be picking up next Tuesday for the next episode of Dice Droppers. Thank you so much for dropping in. Are you done streaming?
Oh, is that the sign off?
Maybe.